My name is Helena. I am 32 years old. I live in a small village with dirt roads where everyone knows everyone. Every morning, I wake up before the sun rises. I walk to the village bakery and start my work while the streets are still quiet. I work very hard. I mix dough, clean trays, and watch the oven all day. My arms hurt, my feet hurt, but I keep working. Some days, my body feels tired before the day even starts. My hands move by habit, doing the same work again and again. I do not hate my job, but I feel invisible inside it, like my effort leaves no mark on my life. At the end of every month, I have no money left. No matter how much I sell, something is always missing. I never understood why. I do not drink. I do not buy expensive things. I do not waste food. Still, my money disappears before I can save even a little. I have a simple dream. I want to buy a used car, not a new one. Just a small car so I do not have to walk long distances every day or depend on others. But that dream always feels too far away. When I go home in the evening, I walk on the same dirt road. My clothes smell like bread, and my legs feel heavy. When it rains, the road turns to mud. When it is hot, dust sticks to my skin. I see other people in the village who have a motorbike, a better cart, or even an old car. They are not rich, but they found a way. I do not feel jealous. I feel confused. I ask myself, what am I doing wrong? My house is small. 1 bedroom, a tiny kitchen, and a yard with an old lemon tree. When I get my salary, I already know where the money will go. Rent, food, gas, old payments. When I finish counting, nothing is left. Many nights, while baking bread in the quiet early hours, I think about my life. Every time I try to save, something breaks. My shoes tear. The stove stops working. The shop bill grows. It feels like life is always one step ahead of me. I used to think money problems were for careless people, but I was careful and still nothing changed. That thought scared me more than being poor. It made me feel trapped. One day, while delivering bread to a woman in the village, I hear her talking to a neighbor. She says she saves 1% of everything she earns. She says it helps her see where her money goes. I do not understand at first. 1% sounds too small. How can such a tiny amount change anything? A few days later, I meet her again on the road. She tells me to try it for 1 month. She says, "Don't wait for money to be left. Just save 1% every day. Then watch your life." The next morning, before turning on the oven, I make a quiet decision. I take 1 small coin and put it into a small jar behind my stove. I feel a little silly, like I am playing a game. That night, I almost take the coin back. I think, what is the point? But I leave it there. For the first time, I choose not to give up before seeing the result. Every day, I add 1 small coin. The jar fills very slowly, but something else starts to change. Each time I save the coin, I think about how I spent the rest of my money. For the first time, I really look at my habits. I notice small things. I buy snacks I do not need. I take extra bread home and let it go bad. I buy small items without thinking. At work, I also notice waste. Flour on the floor, burnt bread, dough thrown away. I realize that waste costs money, and part of that loss comes from me. I start to work more carefully, not for my boss, but for myself. I also start writing in an old notebook. It is not neat. I make mistakes. I cross lines and start again. Writing things down feels uncomfortable. I see mistakes I do not want to admit, but each page makes me feel lighter. I am no longer afraid of the truth. Slowly, the numbers begin to make sense. I feel less fear and more control. My boss notices the change. One evening, he tells me I am more focused and careful. A few weeks later, he gives me a small raise. It is not much, but it feels big to me. This time, I do not rush to spend it. I keep saving 1%. At the village shop, I buy less on credit. One day, I see my name almost gone from the debt book. I feel proud, in a quiet way. Later, I ask my boss for a delivery job. At first, I use a hand cart. I tell him I am saving for a car. He gives me the chance. Months pass. The jar becomes heavy. One day, I open it and count everything. My hands shake. It is enough for a down payment on a used car I have been watching for weeks. I realize then that I am no longer waiting for luck. I am building something with patience. That feeling is new, and it gives me strength. I go to the owner. I place the money on the table. He asks how long I saved. I say, every day, a little. That evening, I drive home slowly. The car is old, but it is mine. When I park in front of my house, I understand something important. The biggest change was not the car. The change was me. Today, my life is not perfect. I still work hard. I still count my money. But now, I feel in control. Saving 1% did not change my bank balance first. It changed my mind. It taught me that discipline grows from small choices, not big promises. If you feel stuck, do not wait for a miracle. Start with one small step. Look closely at your daily life. The change you need may already be in your hands.